seventh house, and Jupiter aligns with more, and peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. Age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. My mom loves that song. I do too. As you can see back behind me, I have the fifth dimension on the wall. The 5D, baby. I'm going to start with the fortune. Living dreams and visions, and the mind's true liberation, Aquarius. Yeah. Yes. I don't have that many in here, but I'm trying to get one that I haven't pulled. Ooh, advancement will come with hard work. Hallelujah. We agree. And that has a lot to do too with what I want to talk about today. We'll steer the stars. Angel Aquarius. Let's see what kind of charms I have in here. Aquarius. Oh, I have crystals in here too. What is this? This is my emerald. Okay, emerald. Aquarius. I believe that was for me to be able to speak in a way that was confident. I think when I bought that, I have done so many things. And then I know what this is. We've got a moon, perfect for the new moon. We got the new moon in Aries. All right, so cool. I went to go look at whoa, let it shine. I went to go look at the charts and to check, the stars or whatever for today with this new moon energy, because I know the new moon was last night or overnight, but we can still tap into that. So today's card also too is the Justice card. So this is everything that I pulled out just this morning. So I'm gonna go through this and then we'll pull cards based on the question that I came up with. Okay, so we've got come to terms with your truth. You are now in alignment, and what you do now sets the tone for the rest of your life. You are the governor and the director of your individual humanity. Okay, so I'll read the question after I talk about this cool fact that I pulled out of the star studies. So, my big mission here is to, I guess, ignite. And I'm about to take these out next week because it's getting to the point where I'm like, first of all, I'm bored with it because I want to be able to do something different with my hair. But, it's growing out quite a bit. Anyway, so I went to go look, and there is a star, a fixed star, right in the same degree of Aries called Alderaan. I guess that's how you say it, Alderaan. I don't know. Anyway, it's the left shoulder in the Cephas constellation. Not the husband of Cardi B, but this is a different Cephas. So I went to go do some research, just a little bit on the mythology behind Cephas. And it turns out that that is actually the husband of Cassiopeia, who is the mother. So that's the mother and father of Andromeda. So if y'all know the story of Andromeda, Cassiopeia, and Cephas, what had happened was, and this is where we are right now in the Black community. So this is what I mean. Like, this is part of my soul mission. My son is hitting on Andromeda's foot. So it is part of my mission to basically free the next generation from oppression and from these chains. That's why I'm always fussing about it. That's why yesterday I was so frustrated about it, because I'm like, that's part of my work. It's to help you Negroes to live free. And you're just kind of like, Because if we do that, then what will white people say? And like this yesterday, it just kept coming to me like, I just want perfect so white people will accept me. I just want to be perfect so white people will accept me. I just want to be perfect so I'll be accepted by polite society, is what was coming out. And it's fucking bullshit. Like, let's not teach our children to be perfect for polite society. Let's teach our children to be empowered, to know how to connect to the divine, to know how to use their divine right of their magic that is living in their human body to create here. Let's teach our children that. Let's make that the of what we leave for our posterity. Okay. So when I'm looking at the chart, like I said, if that's the husband, so that's the father of Andromeda. So now we are being asked to bring in our masculine energy to help our children, our next generation. So I had a conversation with somebody the other day about this. Like, okay, I think we know, like, in the Black community, there's a lot of single mothers, there's a lot of separated families, right? You know, there's a lot of people not co-parenting, there's a lot of people co-parenting, but we can still have families, you know. And I've talked about this before. I feel like there is a large population of the male population in our community that are specifically designed to be these fathers, okay, to come into these families that have been broken and to step up and be in this role of the protector. And the time is now for us to make that our intention, for them to come in and do what they're supposed to do. But there's an issue here because most of them don't have the understanding of what it means to be a father, to be a protector. Like I talk about sometimes, if Black women are the cornerstone of the community, the Black man is the tree. So there's this conversation going on right now about whether or not Black women feel protected. And for me, it's a no. And that's because I don't see them doing what they're supposed to do. Why is this glitching on me? Don't play with me. I have a heavy message today. I want to say it and I want it to be done right. Um, but like I said, if I see our community in a way that the women are together in a circle of like my weavers, we are weaving the community, we are weaving the life, we are breathing the life, we are getting the information and the strategy and what to do next, and how to love our men and how to love our children, and how to nurture the community. Then what you need to be doing as a man, as the protector, is standing outside of the circle, protecting the jewels of your community. And you're not doing that. What you are doing is attacking the jewels of your community, because the jewels shine in a different way than you would like them to. You want to be too controlling. You don't want to allow women to do what they want to do, what they feel led to do. Just like I was saying about a lot of the women that I work with, they are restricted because the men that they're with feel threatened by their power, by their beauty, by the glow in them, by the natural light that emits through their melanin. And that is fucking stupid. So I feel like this moment is giving us the opportunity to set a new intention, to build a new community, to start fresh if we really want to. But it takes people leading by example, you know, it takes people leading by example. So, you know, if you feel like, well, I'm gonna get talked about if I choose a woman that has children, because I see men a lot of times saying, oh, it shouldn't be a problem for me to choose somebody who has kids. You don't have to, but you're gonna have to choose somebody and have children with that woman, because not only is there a large population of the Black community, Black women who have children already, but now there's a large population of older women or women up in their late 30s and 40s who don't have any kids. They don't have any kids because nobody wanted to settle down right there. So it's like, how can we sustain? Either you're going to have your own kids or you're going to father someone else's kids. You're going to parent someone else's children. That's the only way it's going to work. That's the only way it's going to work. So that's what I want to talk about today. And here's the question. What do you need to be accountable for in regards to your lack of stepping into the role that you were designed to step into? What do you need to be accountable for right here? Black man. Black man. So I guess I'm going to be on here reading the black man regularly because, like I told y'all, just even in regards to the twin flame thing, I feel like my message is often aligned with what these masculine energies are supposed to be hearing. So, I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm on here to be like, black man, you need to get your shit together. I mean, because I know what black women need to do too. And I've said it many times, and it's not going to change. No more competition energy, collaboration over competition. I'm not your enemy. You don't have to compete with me. It's plenty of men out here. If you feel like I'm too close to one that you want, well, baby, you need to make it clear to him because he ain't made it clear to me, baby. You know what I mean? So, like, we don't have to fight over no dudes. And I'm not going to do it because there's too many out here. I'm not going to do it. I'm not about to fight over no man. I'm not about to fight over no man. I don't do it. I even have an affirmation that says I do not compete with women for the attention of men. Because I don't. I'm not about to do it. All right. So I am calling in the support of my angels, ancestors, guides, ascended masters, my heavenly Father, my creator who lives in me. Hallelujah. I am at peace. I am at ease. I honor and see myself. I agree to find the path, stay the course, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. Amen. I mean, a lot of people want to be like, well, black people are the chosen people. Okay, we're the chosen people. So do what we were chosen to do. We weren't chosen just so we could be out here on the internet arguing about whether or not men and women should do this. Yeah, that sounds about right. No, like we're chosen to, because we're chosen. So what do we need to do? How do we position ourselves as the chosen? How do we say, I am worthy? My woman is worthy. My man is worthy. My children are worthy. You know, I wrote a song last year that was like talking about this. I probably need to finish it, but it's like, you know, it starts out with it says, you said that was yesterday, and we should forget the day that you brought us to this place to teach us that we are an inferior race. Please excuse me, but you got it twisted up, 'cause it's time for me and mine to rise up. My people are worthy. Yeah, you do us dirty. Yeah. But like we can't win shit against the people who don't want us to be free and living in abundance unless we have unity. And it starts with us fixing our own shit. We cannot be yelling at white people because they won't give us free and we can't even love each other correctly. That sounds dumb. Like, what is that phrase? Clean up your own backyard. So, like, that's what this reading is about. What do we need to be accountable for right here? Especially as a black man. Especially as a black man. What do you need to be accountable for? You know? So now is the time. This is your opportunity right here to be like, yes, I do protect the black woman. I am going to be the tree that protects the cornerstone of my community. Okay, so let's see how we start this. We talked yesterday about how to be a leader. So I guess that goes right on into it. Y'all know how I feel about Superfly. Have some weed. I'm your pusher man. So I guess it's like too, like if you're gonna write a new moon intention, how can I be a better member of my community? If I operate with competition energy, how can I stop competing with my sister? If I operate as the type of black man who doesn't want to settle down with any type of woman, if I have issues with women, is it because I have an issue with how I was raised by my mother? Or do I just see women in like that Kevin Samuel shit? Like, he don't always be wrong, but some of what he says is very poisonous to this community. Well, very poisonous. The five of diamonds. So that aligns with the five of pentacles. I just want more room to put this up because I don't want everything all in the way. And in that card, I talked about this, I think, last week. My nose is so runny right now. These allergies, this lady was talking about it last night when the kids went to go get something to eat. And she was like, my allergies. I'm like, girl, me too. So a while back, I was talking about this five of pentacles. So it's like a man leading a woman outside of this cathedral where there are pentacles inside. But outside is snow. They're out in the cold. Now, the woman in the card is following behind the man, but she knows where to go. She knows that inside of the cathedral, it is warm and abundant. But due to the way the relationship is set up, she is still following behind him in error versus saying, hey, let's go on inside. And his refusal to accept her intelligence and as a leader in some places, because everybody has their place to lead, keeps them stuck out in the cold. You see, so that is really, in essence, the issue that we have in this community. Your refusal to do your job, which is for you to be the trees that lines the circle that holds the cornerstone on the inside of it, is a hindrance to the advancement of the community. Because what's happening is, instead of paying attention to what's coming so that the women can do what they need to do, you are focused on them, trying to instruct them on their work. So you're not focused on the right thing. Okay, so what's next? Because if you paid attention to what your feminine, what your woman is saying, I bet you would advance. Like, I see so many couples who end up flourishing once they become one, because they are able to give and receive to each other and guide each other as partners. It is not, I'm in charge and you just got to listen to me because I'm the man. Remember, I was talking the other day about my grandmothers and the relationships that they had with my grandfathers and how they were designed that way. My family would be much different. I probably would not have had to do as much work as I've had to do if somebody would have listened to their wife at least once. You know, if somebody would have said, you know what, my wife is really intelligent. Maybe she's not an idiot right here. Maybe I should take some of her advice. Like, I don't know, like, my mom is now selling a piece of property that belonged to my grandparents and then my dad. And the rent is way too low, which is ridiculous because, it never really made any money. There was never any flow there. But I wonder which one of them set the rent. You know, which one of them said, yes, only pay 5.5 cents. It was probably, him. So it's like, why didn't you listen to her? Because that didn't help us at all. You know what I mean? So what's next? Oh, the King of Spades. So King of Swords. And the Five of Clubs. So the King of Spades, especially in regards to this, is what I'm getting is like not being soft, which we talked about the other day, being too hard, being too rigid, being too, I'm off with her head, And then the 5 of clubs represents the 5 of wands, which is a conflict card, which is about fighting. So instead of fighting, coming together. So it's like, which part do you need to take responsibility for in the conflict between the man and the woman in this community? Which part do you need to atone for? If you're a woman, what could you be doing better? What could you be doing better in order to encourage and support the Black man? As a Black man, what could you be doing better to support and nurture your woman in a softer way, or yourself? Because that could really be the answer. What do you need to do for yourself in order for you to become a better partner, a better participant in the advancement of the community? Because remember, the fortune I pulled out too says advancement will come with hard work. And sometimes, I'm gonna go back to what I said yesterday, also slapping the piss out of somebody. So if not everybody's gonna be willing to slap the piss out of somebody has to be willing to be that person that says, okay, I'm gonna be a soldier right here. And that's the thing too, is like, not everybody is gonna have the same job. I think that sometimes is a problem also. It's like people don't really know themselves and what their skills are. So they trying to do somebody else's work instead of just doing what they're good at, which you might be good at going in and talking. You might be good at going in with a gun, like you got to be able to do your job. And we can't be like, we shouldn't let them have guns. Let's talk about war again. Sometimes you have to have weapons, right? So like, we just can't be afraid. If we want to fix this, we can't be afraid to do whatever it is that we're required to do. And I don't even know where this message is going or where this is coming from, but I'm just going to let the divine use me, and I'm going to say this thing that needs to be said, apparently. Here we go. Somebody left. Y'all just come back and watch it later. All right, what else? What do we need to be accountable for in the community? I just feel inspired to talk about this based on what I saw in the stars. Because if we're going to build a new community based on unity, we're going to have to do it differently. Can't be done in the way. Look at that Queen of Pentacles. She's a beautiful Black queen. You see her? Look at her. That could be us, but you playing. That could be me, but you playing. That could be your girlfriend, but you playing. This is also a Black woman. This is also a Black queen. Come on, goddess. So I was telling the story of Jehoshaphat the other night. Amen. They playing in my face. The thing went 23, 54, 55. And then when I said amen, it went back to 54. Stop playing with me. I was telling the story about Jehoshaphat the other night. And it's sad to me that most people don't know who that is. Like, especially with what she did biblically. Like, come on. You don't know Jehoshaphat? Do you know your history? Like, do you know about the kingdom of Judah? And one of my water bottles fell down over here, and I have my dad's poster of Haile Selassie under here. And I was like asking, like, what is he asking me to do? Want me to put that up or bring it out, or excuse me, maybe put it downstairs? I don't know. But yeah, stuff has been happening in my room lately that I'm like, now you in here. My daughter always tells me there's spirits in my room, but I'm like, no, it ain't. But she's right. She's right. The energy to be here. Makings of you. 2 cups in reverse. Well, no. You're second to none. Yeah. 7 of cups in reverse. I mean, I just heard stop playing. Stop playing. Whatever you're doing, stop playing. Be confident enough to go forward and try. You know, and that goes for everybody, men and women. There's no way for us to advance this community without the effort. Just like this says, advancement will come with hard work. The King of Swords again, this time in reverse. Yeah, come on. You've got to soften up a little bit. You have to be able to bring in the tenderness, because especially when we're talking about the next generation, do we want to keep teaching them that to be a man, you have to be hard? Or do we want to keep teaching these girls that in order to be a girl, you have to say yes to everything? No, because that doesn't give them what they need in order to go out into the world and say no to what doesn't serve them. You know? So it's like we need to teach our boys how to say yes. And now that was the King of Cups. Maybe I should take that. Yeah, we need to teach our boys to say yes, and the girls to sometimes say no. Because what we have been teaching is girls always say yes, and boys most of the time say no. So nobody's doing a good job of teaching both giving and receiving, you know, masculine and feminine balance, understanding of self, being in the softness, being your own magician, knowing yourself on the inside, the Hermit card. You know, we're not doing a good job of teaching that. So how can we do that better? How can we do a better job of doing that? You know, them in the story basically sacrificed their daughter, because what happened was the mother had told a bunch of people that she felt like her daughter, who was black, a black girl, black baby, was really beautiful. And basically she had offended these white women, and they had Zeus, I think it was. I can't remember exactly which god it was, but he Poseidon, my bad. He brought in the sea monster, and they were to sacrifice their daughter to the sea monster. So Perseus saved her, and she was not eaten by the sea monster. But the fact that the parents felt like, because what was happening was the sea monster was going to destroy Ethiopia if they didn't sacrifice the daughter. The Emperor in reverse. Like, you're not going to fight in a different way. You're going to sacrifice your kids, you know? You're going to sacrifice your posterity to keep your position in white proximity. That's it. No, you need to learn to empower your children the right way. 10 of Wands in reverse. Because what could have happened was they could have prayed themselves to the divine for rescue, which perhaps that is what happened, and that is why Perseus came in and saved, because sometimes it takes a hero of that nature after you have prayed for it. But to say, well, we're just going to give up our daughter, like that would never even be a thought. Like I would never sacrifice my children, you know, for anything. And that's why I left my job, was because I was sacrificing my children to get money, to get paid. I had very little maternal relationship going on here with them because I was always at those people's jobs. And I wanted to be a mother because I'm the only parent, in my house. So what I look like, just leaving them to fend for themselves because I got to pay bills. Like I just knew there was a different way. There had to be a different way for me. So I went to go find it. And of course I prayed. Oh, 10 of Swords. Of course I prayed for the way. And I found it. Actually, it was brought to me. It was brought to me. The Wheel of Fortune. What did we say about the Wheel of Fortune the other day? Look at that Empress in reverse. You have to know that the world is your oyster, that the divine is there for you, that you can always reach. And that sometimes you have to be strong enough. Sometimes you have to be strong enough to be able to ask for help and receive what it is that you need from the divine. A lot of people are praying for support, praying for help. But then when the help comes to them from the divine, in the form of another individual, because that's how it happens, a person comes through, they say no to it. They say no to it. And I have seen this happen, because I'll get a ping that's kind of like, hey, this person needs something. Or maybe I will say to myself, or I'll hear, oh, well, I do that. They must need help. And I will be like, hey, do you need help? And they'll be like, no. But like probably 10, 15, 20 minutes prior to that, they probably said, I really wish that I could figure this out. So when somebody comes through with the information, why don't you let them help you? And I think that's a big problem too, again, in our community, is that, like I said, we have women who, are finding a way, are doing this really excellent work in entrepreneurship, and they're, knowing how to make money, and they're knowing how to invest, and they're knowing how to do all these things. But they've got men with them who want to be in charge, want to be the only leader. So they're not getting all the information that they need, because it's almost like they feel like if they're praying for help, it would never come through a woman. It would never come through a woman. But that woman that you have with you is supposed to be your support. It's supposed to be your helpmate. So why you don't let her help you? You only want her to help you in ways that you say she's allowed to help. So like I even saw my own parents, like my dad's frustrated about things that my mom could have helped him figure out, but he's shouldering all the responsibility, stressed out, smoking nonstop in the car or in the kitchen, dying from cancer because he has smoked so much, so many cigarettes back to back from stress, and just being in that addictive cycle, when he could have easily said to my mom, hey, do you want to have a conversation about this? And maybe we can work out how I can manage this. Or hell, if he would have even asked me. But the only thing he would ask me to do is type his emails or review his emails for grammar. That is what he asked me to do. Never did he come to me and say, so this is the problem I'm having in the house right now. What do you think about it? And I mean, I'm the type of person, if something's going on in my house, I will sit down and talk to my kids about it. Them kids have good insight. You know, they may not know all the ins and outs of everything that you have going on, but they have good insight, you know. So if the divine has brought you a partner or somebody who can help you, and you got the Two of Cups in reverse right here, why are you not allowing them to support you and help you with shouldering all of that responsibility? Just because you think you're supposed to be the leader doesn't mean that you have to shoulder all that responsibility. I was having a conversation with my friend yesterday, and I told her, after taking my daughter out the other day, I was like, oh my God, this is expensive. She don't have no money to help support this endeavor. I see why men don't want to date. I see why they don't want to date. It's expensive, you know. And if you don't feel like you have a lot of money, then you're not going to want to show up for that. You're going to be like, nah, I can't sustain this, because ain't no possible way I can spend this much money on me and you weekly, you know. And I totally get it. Totally get it. But then we've got the conversation going on too about, you know, why women shouldn't have to pay for anything, or why we shouldn't have to split 50-50. Like y'all got a distorted view of partnership. It can be defined however it needs to be defined. Like, my relationship doesn't have to be just like the next person's relationship. If the way me and my mate do partnership is what is in we both split the bills, then that's how we gonna do it. And you don't have to worry about your own shit. You know, if you have some, and that be the part. People be worried about other people's relationships and don't even have one. Can't even get in one. Can't even get into a relationship. Be straight up worried about what the next couple is doing. I promise you, I do not give a damn unless I know that one of my friends is being abused or one of my clients is being oppressed. I do not even get into it. I just know that in order for this community to flow and glow, gotta have partnership. So you got to figure out why it is that you don't want to be in a relationship, because you probably have been called to be in one. Because that's the only way that the community is going to advance. Whether it is same sex, opposite sex, doesn't matter. Relationships still have to be. Still has to be. And it has to be based on partnership. Because that's what we got to teach these kids. And we have to teach them about how to be at the balance. So we got to teach them how to give and receive. You've got to be able to do both as well. You know, you have to know that it's not just your job to be barking orders or to be telling people what to do. Sometimes you need advice too. So you have to be open to that. Like, that's the type of woman you should be looking for. Who can I go to and have a conversation about what is bothering me? Can this person also uplift me? And can I uplift them? You know, it shouldn't always be about, well, how fine is this person, or how much money does this person have or make, or, you know, look, come on. We're talking about building something sustainable. Surrender to the sweetness. Remember, we got this guy in the floaty. Don't be afraid to jump in the floaty and allow the divine to take you where you're meant to go. Don't be afraid to let go. Hallelujah. Because I always want to be in control. I always want to be in control of something. I'm supposed to be on top, head ass. Okay. Star Brothers again. Come on, give me some new cards. Damn. I know I'm over here shuffling them. I want something new. Maybe that's my problem. I always want something new. I always want something new. I always want something new. I can't even argue with that being an issue. You are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. There we go. Like that. So is the music now on pause? Hello, viewers. I'm just fixing this music if I can. I don't know. The computer's acting kind of funny right now, which I'm not surprised. You are not alone. There goes Michael Jackson again. Okay, I think that's the last card. No, it's not. Yes, I'm still watching. Next week, I'm going to try to use my new laptop. See if I get a different energy. Okay. The older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many starseeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality. Personally, yes, indeed, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra or find it hard being human. Hell yeah. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we are not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media. With so many people knowing our news, what is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need to, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby or having a regular catch up with walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life? All I'm getting from that right now is you need to let somebody love you, and you need to love yourself, and we need to be in community. So like sometimes I think about doing, and actually we had talked about doing this, me and some people a couple years ago, doing like a forum where we bring those online conversations to real physical space, to have the conversations about the issues in our community. Who should pay for this stupid conversations. And I think in doing that, you will get more accomplished, because when you're arguing online, you can easily be like, oh, this person's so stupid. But also, there is so much that gets lost in the written word, because there are nuances that are not understood without you hearing what needs to be said. So I think that's key. And of course, I mean, I don't mind being a person that kicks that off, because I love to do it. I would love to host some forums where men and women come together and talk about these issues. And I think in doing that, it could also be like a social event where afterwards people can socialize. You may meet your partner in a place like this just by hearing somebody say something that you didn't think that maybe even would come out of them. You will start to learn more people more deeply and stop basing your understanding of them on just what they said on the internet, just in a disagreement that you had. So yes, let us go ahead and put that on the list of things to do this year. I'm gonna give myself some time to prepare that though, because I need to find a good location and somebody to do the audio, video, and and get the people. But yeah, look out for that. Look out for that. Because I mean, if that's something that I could do, I would love to do that like monthly. Just like let's talk through some of these issues and then socialize. Let's talk through the things and then socialize. Because I'm a networker. I like networking. Okay, I'm struggling today. Let me find out my grandma's in the room with her arthritis. What the hell was that? A bird or something? I spent some time outside this morning listening to birds. It was very lovely and beautiful. If you haven't spent any time in nature lately, you need to go do that. You need to make sure that you're getting the sunshine that you require, because sunshine and sunlight is really medicine for you. You know, look at yourself like you would look at a plant. You need it. Oh, oh, oh. But yeah, I don't know if you noticed that I had titled this video "The Flesh Failures," because that song, "The Age of Aquarius," is also called, I cannot shuffle these today, "The Flesh Failures." And I think this is like speaking to the failures of our flesh, especially as a community. And I mean, I would just like to solve the problems. I don't want to just keep arguing online about stuff like that. Doesn't fix anything. It's like, okay, well, what can we put into place? And so it's like, if you make a decision, if everybody in this network or this community decides, okay, instead of instead of arguing online, which that may be a thing coming up too, instead of arguing online, but instead of arguing online, we're going to do this instead. So it can start with just that group of people that will, yes, arthritis. My thumbs, sometimes my hands sometimes do a thing. But yeah, instead of arguing online, like maybe we can implement this, maybe we can try this, maybe we can, have an article or a piece of literature that when we see people arguing online, we can be like, hey, check this out. Join us at our next meeting. I mean, like if people want to fix the shit, then we got to fix it. Starts with us. Phenomenon. Be still and listen to the spirits. Are you getting the spirit? Are you getting it in the dark? I think that's an excellent idea. And I'm proud of myself for just coming up with that right now by myself, talking to myself. You see, that's why I'm full of them good ideas. If somebody else would have brought that idea to me, then they would be able to be like, guess what I'm about to do? But I've been asking people to do an event with me and they don't want to do it. So I'm going to do it by myself. And then if you build it, they will come. All right. It is time to invite and commune with spirit guides and ancestors and consider their advice and guidance. The girl of phenomenon has sacrificed one eye for inner sight as she bridges the world of life and death. She is surrounded by white lilies, the sacred flowers of death. This indicates that your willingness and ability to be still and listen will reveal the beauty of your situation. The girl of phenomenon's crown chakra and third eye are fused in a web of pearly branches that inspire peaceful contemplation. Do not fear the underworld. Instead, willingly descend into the darkness with grateful awareness that others who came before you have learned the lessons and answers you are seeking and are willing to share their insight and wisdom. They have a ritual here called the Dumb Supper. Oh, I guess it's like connecting with your ancestors or spirits. Like I said, some of my stuff has been acting kind of funny in here. And then I noticed too the other day, I was saying something and like it wasn't the sunlight, but like it was like some light that was going like this in here. And like I don't have time to play with my daddy and the rest of them. Like, do not. But I also know that that's a thing that I'm supposed to be doing that I haven't wanted to do, which is like communicate with the dead that way. And sometimes when people call me and they be crying or talking about their ancestors or people who passed on, and I might say something about it. And I'm like, I just don't want to do this. But I'm not in charge of what my gift is, and I can't mismanage myself because I feel shame for being a medium. Like, if that's me, then that's me. But and that's not something I'm about to jump into right now. It's just me acknowledging that part of myself. And that's all. That's all. Like, there are so many things about me that I just have felt like, oh my God, you're such a weirdo. But like, I mean, it is really cool to be unique and intricate. It is really cool to be unique, intricate, and outstanding. So I have to let myself lean into that, because that's something too, that like, if we teach our kids to lean into their gifts instead of away from them, like how much better would they be? if they could start whatever their gift is, because everybody has different spiritual gifts or different gifts that were given to them by the divine. If you could access those gifts and start using them earlier on, man, your life would be incredible. Incredible. You know, instead of feeling like life is happening to you or moving without you, you can know right away when you're a child that your intention can help you. You know, I try to tell my kids when my son is like, he's so a boy, you know, he's like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't sound right. Why would I do that? Like yesterday, we went to the tailor because he was getting some pants. We were at the shop and then he was getting the pants tailored. And the man started to adjust his waist and was going to cut the seat. So he had to put some chalk around his booty. I was watching him. He was like, oh, don't be touching my ass. Like, this man is not assaulting you. You know, he's trying to help you get your clothes together. Relax. Relax. Creativity. Oh, I'm so on yellow right now, too. I love this. Number 3, creativity. This card indicates a need to reconnect with your creative side to improve your quality of life and align yourself with source. Like I was just saying about being able to teach that to the children. By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to step out of your practical, logical mind and the seriousness of life in order to partake in lighthearted endeavors that are stimulating and fun. Playful creative expression is important because it raises your vibration. Absolutely. Why do y'all think I live my life like a damn fool? Because that's how I keep my vibe up. That's how I keep it up, which brings you closer to your dreams. This is a time to immerse yourself in any creative endeavor that lifts your spirits and makes you feel good. It might take the form of playing a musical instrument, painting, writing, cooking, jewelry making, decorating, sewing, photography, landscaping, dancing, or designing. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it brings you joy. Through playful, creative expression, you can heal disharmony in your body and disharmony in your life. Yeah, I'm skipping that part that says the same thing it says every time. It's now time to use your imagination and see the world through the eyes of a child. For in rediscovering the creativity of your youth, you will rediscover the magic in your life. And that's kind of what I mean. Instead of leaning away from the thing that brings you joy or that you are good at, what if we taught them to lean into it? You know, because I know I was not taught to lean into my gifts. Nobody wanted me to be that because, first of all, what do most parents say about being creative as fuck? How you going to live? You're going to be a starving artist. You're not going to be able to make it, you know, but that's not true because what happens is the gift that you're given that allows you to create here, to share yourself with others, to share the divine with others, brings you money when you do it for the love of doing it. That's where people get it wrong. They look at it like, how can I get paid from this? If you look at it like, how can I find joy in this? How can this bring me pleasure? It automatically will bring you money because people will be drawn to it. And you will be doing it for the love. You won't be doing it based on what you want to get out of it because that brings in desperation. And that's something that I talk about in the energetic flow of money class, which I'm going to redo again. Let me know if y'all want me to do another flow of money class. I think I'm going to do it in person. Okay, 1 circle of life card, and then I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm really into yellow right now. I'm about to do another fashion try on, dance, whatever. And the theme is yellow clothes, because that just came to me through the divine. It said, you should do yellow. And then when I wore my yellow outfit the other day, I took some pictures because I always take pictures. And I'm just looking forward to just being fun and being free and like not worrying about whether or not somebody approves of it or if it's going to get likes. Like, I'm not doing it because I want people to like it. I'm doing it because it needs to be created. Because even if just one person sees it, I can change that one person's vibration, you know? And one thing Fernando told me a long time ago that was really important when we first started the podcast, and me being me, I was wanting to reach millions. I was like, I want everybody to see it. He was like, okay, well, first of all, one thing you got to do is don't worry about how many people you have. Like right now, I've got 2 people watching, but I have to do this reading for those 2 people. Like, millions are watching it. Like, I can't not give it my all just because there's only 2 people. And a lot of people have that mentality about what they're creating. Well, I don't want to, because not a lot of people are going to see it. You don't know what it could do. You just don't know. You just don't know. You have to do it for the love, not for what you're going to receive out of it, you know. I think this is the Queen of Pentacles. I think. I don't know. We're going to see. I did just mention her when I saw her earlier. I don't know who this is. Somebody just singing a jazz jam. Because I can't hear it really clearly. It just, all I can hear is, oh. Yeah. A fairy sits on a mushroom, her hand raised in protection. Let's see, good. There we go. That's it. 2 snakes have been tied together, creating the illusion of the Ouroboros. I don't know what that means, but I'll have to look that up. This queen knows the value of being open. She is also practical, for she tied the 2 snakes together. Her hand has a hamsa raised in a gesture of security. Okay. Her hat helps her blend in with the mushroom she sits on. Her challenge is trying to be truly open to the world. The lesson she shares is being compassionate and trusting in the world. Here go the keywords: nurturing, growth, trust, unity with all. So, like I said at the very beginning, in order for us to advance, which will come with hard work, there must be unity. And that unity can only come through building more community and coming to understand each other, learning to be giving and receiving, learning to balance the masculine and the feminine energy, and putting the children at the forefront. We're doing this because we want our next generations to be successful, not because of us. Not because of us. We're doing it for them. So we are going to sacrifice our desire to hold our position in this place of argument or I'm right, to make way for love in order for the next generation to have what they need. Because otherwise, it's going to keep on replicating and duplicating just like it's been doing. So if we're already arguing over who pays for what do you think the next generation is going to be doing? And on top of that, these people need to learn how to plant their own food. They need to learn how to trade and barter correctly. That's what they need, you know? So where are the teachers if we all arguing on the internet about bullshit? Okay. All right. So I'll see you later. Don't be a self-hater. Like I said, look out for that. I'm just now going to go and think about it because now I want to create it so bad. And I think it's going to be good. So I'm going to ask my friend too, I think, about the audio visual because she can do it. All right. Like I said, I'll see you later. Don't be a self-hater. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you go outside and get some sunshine and drink plenty of good water. Okay? All right. Bye-bye. Lord have mercy.